Hello everyone, welcome to today's show. My name is Spencer Walsh. Thank you so much for joining us here today. We got a lot of stuff to get into. Alright, we are live today at a new Spencer Walsh Show episode coming to you today on Saturday. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, and first, before we do anything, I got to tell you about this podcast that there are two right now that I'm absolutely loving, and one of them, I'll get to the first. I don't know if I'm going to share with you the first one, because it's just, like, they're too popular already for their own good. But here's the thing. I want to really say that if you like Harry Potter, this podcast probably is better for you if you like the series of the Harry Potter books, but it's a podcast called Binge Mode. It's done by The Ringer. And I'm not really a big fan of most company people podcasts are done by companies. I'm just doing this one person. I'm doing something 3 podcasts. It's too much. It is literally too much. But we're thinking about adding some other things. But yeah, it's a show. It's Binge Mode is the name of the show, and it is literally the best thing ever. And if you've read Harry Potter before, it is one of the best things that they have ever done. And it's one of the best things The Ringer, in my opinion, has ever done. They put a lot of good stuff together. They do a lot of good things. They really creative, inventive team. They're always good. The Ringer is with interesting content. It's Mallory Rubin, Bill Simmons' website, and they do a great job with putting out interesting content. But I personally really am a big fan of Harry Potter series. I think the Harry Potter series is really cool. But then I found this, and it's just literally some of the best stuff ever, really, really good. And if you've, I know a lot of people maybe they either poo-poo the Harry Potter series, it's nothing's really good about it. It's just all, kid stories. But no, if you've read the Harry Potter series, in all of the Harry Potter series, you like it. And this is better than the movies. This podcast is better than any of the movies. If you read the book, you shouldn't go ahead and watch the movie. You should experience the book and the movies again, if you've already watched the movies. But you should experience the whole thing again with two people who know the Harry Potter series better than anyone. And that's really who Mallory Rubin and Jason Concepcion are. That's who they are, Mallory and Jason Concepcion. They literally know this better than anybody. It's incredible. So yeah, and they're just on book 5, Order of the Phoenix. So there still is time, and they take a week break for the end of each series. And whenever they get to the end of the book, they take a quick break, then they move on. And pretty much what it is they take a few chapters of each book, recap them, and they're first they talk about let's offer up a brief refresher of what happened in chapters 23 through 26 or whatever of Harry Potter book blah blah blah, right? And then they'll do that, and they'll say, okay, here, let's go in a further recap where we delve in anything, and this is probably the best part of the show, where when they go in, they delve into every little bit, every little detail of those 2 or 3 chapters that they go through, and they take each book as takes probably 2 weeks to do, and they go through everything. They don't just show on the weekends, and they go every day. There's a new show. It's an hour and 30 minutes. It's a lot. Oh my god, excuse me. It's a lot to handle, but if so, it is incredibly good. If you, again, keep in mind, if you like the Harry Potter series, but if you don't, it could be I don't really care, but it's definitely for Harry Potter fans. And so they go, I've only, and again, this is another thing, really only for Harry Potter fans, but I really gotta, here's a little bit, I want to give you a taste. You know what we're gonna do? Yeah, here's what we're gonna do. You know what we are going to do? We are going to do a very quick. We're gonna. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna start off this Saturday night with some music here, and we're going to come back because I am not done with this show. I got to talk about it more because it's very good.
And no telling what I'm finna beyond. Hey, I'm beyond all that fuck shit. Hey.
Hey, lil' mama, would you like to be my sunshine? Nigga, touch my game, we gon' turn this shit to Columbine. Ice on my neck cost me 10 times 3. $30,000 for a nigga to get free. I just hit Rodeo and I spent like 10 G's. I just did a show and spent the check on my mama. When I go and vacay, I might run out the Bahamas. And I keep like 10 phones, damn, I'm really never home. All these niggas clones tryna copy what I'm on. Nigga, get your own, tryna pick a nigga bone. Worked to brother Skip, boy, I had a good day. Metro PCS, trapping bone, making plays. 50 shades of gray, beat that pussy like Hulk Hogan. I know you know my slogan, if it ain't about guap, I'm gone. Niggas hating cause I'm chosen from the concrete I had rolled. Shorty staring at my necklace cause my diamonds really froze. Put that dick up in her pussy, bet she feel it in her toes. I'm a real young nigga from the 6 throwing balls. I'm a real young nigga from the 6 throwing balls. Real young nigga from the 6 throwing balls.
In the middle of the party, bitch, get off me. Goddamn. In the cut, I'm rolling up my broccoli. Goddamn. Yeah, I know your baby mama fond of me. Goddamn. All she wanna do is smoke that broccoli. Goddamn. Whispered in my ear, she tryna leave with me. Goddamn. Say that I can get that pussy easily. Goddamn. Say that I can hit that shit so green.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Spencer Walsh Show here on a Saturday night. And as you know, I'm talking about this podcast here, Binge Mode. And it's the stuff. For any Harry Potter fan, it is literally a must listen. It's a lot. It's probably like 100 hours of audio, like no joke, and that's just throwing a number out there. But it's probably something that is really, really... So it's probably something that's really you're gonna love because it's really well worth your time. So pretty much, I'm gonna give you, like, we talked about Harry Potter, like what they do, what they go through is they tag, this is what we're doing, this is the book, and by the way, listen to this introduction here. Like, I'm overflowing with joy here.
Warning! Binge Mode contains adult content.
Oh, it sure does. Listen, we're not quite there yet, but at some point there will be some ejaculation being done loudly. What does that mean? I don't know. Let's ask JK if she ever comes on the podcast about that. But that's the kind of talk you get here at Binge Mode. Come on.
Like that's like the first literally like 21 seconds, and it's a Harry Potter. It's like a Harry Potter. It's not supposed to be about that, but they add some humor, and you can tell like Mallory Rubin is one of the co-hosts of the podcast. She ends up when Sirius dies. Spoiler alert, whatever. At the end of the podcast, at the end of the book, she actually gets emotional, and then before she's like 3 episodes earlier, she was like talking about like Arabella Fig. She's making jokes about
Miserable summer. This time,
about when she finds
for signs of Voldemort's activity.
You know what? I need to find
letter from him. Voldemort
state. His wand emits just a wisp of vapor, but nothing forceful enough to actually repel the Dementor, which reaches for him.
So this is like the beginning of this is the podcast they're doing at the beginning of Order of Phoenix, and yeah. I don't know. I'm not going to play the clip for you now, but it's just something definitely worth getting into, and I highly recommend it. But yeah, so it's some of the best stuff out there, and yeah, so they talk about that. They make jokes, they cry, they laugh about literally the entire Harry Potter series. Go deep into the Harry Potter series, and then after that, they get right on into this entire situation, all about like they talk about like random things after it. It's called the restricted section. They talk about things like other wizarding schools. They talk about like the history of duels was one, like every little facet, like other things of Harry Potter that you never really knew about, but then you want to know more about, but then they tell you more about. That's like some of the things they talk about in the restricted section. Then they like share 7 other random observations of the set of chapters. Like they do like 3 to 5 chapters depending on length. And then they talk about the House Cup. They award the House Cup to the best character in the scene, and they really do a good job. really do a good job. Yeah, probably like the best Harry Potter fan resource that I've seen out there, because I'm a pretty big Harry Potter fan. All right, yeah, so just want to give huge props there. Start of the first like 10 minutes to 30 seconds of the show talking there about binge mode, and like the best part about doing these Spencer Wall shows now is like I literally had no idea coming into like what is a live show here today what I want to talk about, but I was like, yeah, let's talk about binge mode because it's such a good show, and I cannot wait because they're right now they're in between book 5 and 6. They're about to start book 6, which is I know is going to be great because 6 is personally one of my favorite books. Like 5, 6, 7, I love all 3 of them really a lot in the series. But yeah, so that is the that's the whole thing. Yeah. So all right. Let's see what's next. You know what we're gonna do? I wanna play. You know what we should do? Let's play the air horn for binge mode. Salute to binge mode here. They are doing a great job. And yeah, so 9:30 to 10:30. Yeah, so they're really about to do I think they're about to like do a restricted section right now is what they're trying to do. Not a restricted section. What am I saying? Okay, what they're doing is like they're just taking fans' questions for the next episode. I don't think about sending one in, but yeah, big fan of it. They do a great job. Yeah, you know what I want to do is there's new video out from SB Nation, and it's all about Serena and Sharapova, Maria Sharapova. And we really know that obviously Serena with the very controversial thing about her in the U.S. Open and a little meltdown that she had, which maybe you want me to comment on. I really do not know enough about tennis to comment on. But it is very interesting, the reaction to it from the left and the right, which tells you it's a political issue of some kind, which is obviously very clear. If you look at the past couple weeks of reaction, it's a sports issue that's been turned into a political issue. Gotta love that. But I think a thing I want to take some time to explore is this new SB Nation video about it. So I'm going to give you credit. The sound here is from SB Nation. I'm kind of going to like play it and stop and add some comments because I really want to explore this Serena Williams versus Maria Sharapova beef, because I think it could be, it's been festering for very, very many years, that could give a little bit more of an insight about just tennis in general. So let's take a listen.
Biography. For a book ostensibly about its author, the text talks a lot about someone else, Serena Williams. The book generated controversy.
So I should back up. Maria Sharapova is writing a book, and that's her book. Unstoppable, My Life So Far. That's what the book was about.
Because Sharapova's fixation with Serena encompasses more than just tennis. There is a narrative around these two, and a beef that hides just beneath its surface, until it doesn't. To understand this beef, you first need to understand the tennis rivalry, or lack thereof. Maria Sharapova entered the elite tennis circuit right as Serena Williams was reaching its pinnacle. It was the first of several pinnacles for Serena. Her career kind of looks like the Himalayas. The 16-year-old from Russia made her major debut at the 2003 Australian Open. The same tournament the 21-year-old Williams won to complete a streak of taking all 4 major championships consecutively over 2 years.
I didn't really realize she has been good so good for so long. Wow, and I didn't realize the age difference between the two. Damn, that's incredible. She got 2002 French Open, 2002 Wimbledon, 2002 U.S. Open, 2003 Australian Open.
The so-called Serena Slam. This was concrete evidence that tennis had a new monarch. Later in 2003, Sharapova started to actually win some matches in major tournaments, while Serena suffered a setback. Damage to her left knee required surgery, and she pulled out of the tour for months, carrying into the beginning of 2004. Williams missed more time than anticipated, but booked some non-tennis gigs in the interim, which brought out the peanut gallery of critics wondering